I love American democracy too much, even if he was dead.
Hey everyone, this is David, producer for The Benjamin Dixon Show and Like It or Not. There's a clip that came to my attention over the weekend that I found sort of interesting, given most of the messaging that we're pounded with. As we get closer to the election, we are getting bombarded with messaging that Biden is unpopular in key areas like the economy, like immigration, and maybe even foreign policy. That while Americans are unhappy with both Biden and Trump, they have more faith in Trump in those areas. And much of this is based on polling that honestly doesn't have a whole lot of weight to it this early in the season, because people that are responding to it are people that would pick up phones, and that is a very small number. I don't know about you, but I don't usually pick up my phone if I don't recognize the number unless I'm expecting a call. So they're not really speaking to likely voters. That being said, a common thing that is said is that Trump is unpopular, but not as unpopular as Biden, which isn't true. There was a poll done within the past few months that actually showed that Trump is viewed more unfavorably than Biden, and he's viewed unfavorably by more than half of the country, which is a really big uphill battle for him to overcome in terms of swaying enough people to win, compounded by the fact that he has all the baggage he has from his first term, January 6th, and his many legal battles that he's fighting. Anyway, back to the clip. Over the weekend, NBC did a segment where one of their reporters spoke with swing voters in Pennsylvania. The clip that I'm going to show is actually at the end of the segment, where she asks the 4 voters that she's joined by if they would skip voting, if anything would make them not go out to vote.
Is there any chance that any of you sit home on Election Day?
There is a chance, yeah.
What will make you come out to vote? What will be the deciding factor?
I mean, honestly, I feel if it's Biden versus Trump, I don't know if there's anything that could make me come out and vote that day, which I know is like really, it's upsetting because it's something that, you know, is a privilege for me to have. I just don't want to have my vote count in a way of someone that, of both people I don't really support wholeheartedly, is really what it comes down to. I don't think.
Interestingly, the only person that said they might not vote if it's Biden and Trump was a woman, a white woman. I think that's a bit of a surprise because we know that abortion is going to play a huge role in this election. Bodily autonomy, reproductive rights are going to play a huge part, and I think women are going to play a huge part in the election because they don't want us men to be speaking about what they should be doing with their bodies, and rightly so. That being said, everyone besides her said they would not skip voting, and one guy in particular was more explicit. Take a listen.
Al, is there any chance you would stay at home on Election Day?
No. I love American democracy too much that Biden and Trump, if it's a Biden and Trump race, then I would vote for Biden even if he was dead. And I'm a Republican.
Even if Biden was dead, he would still vote for Biden. And what was that last part?
And I'm a Republican.
He's a Republican. Now, he's probably more like a Bush Republican, a Reagan Republican, what would now be viewed as moderate compared to where Trump has taken the party, where the Tea Party started to take the party before Trump. But even so, for a Republican voter to say that they would vote for Biden even if he were dead. So regardless of all of this messaging and panic about Biden being incapable, too old, having faculty issues, this voter understands the threat that an authoritarian politician such as Trump, even DeSantis, I would imagine, that these types of politicians would pose to the United States.
Yeah.
No chance I'd stay home. I'd never miss an election day. I certainly
Yeah.
am not going to start this cycle around.
Any chance you'd stay at home?
No way. My daughter needs to see me going there and pull that lever every time so that she knows to do it when it's her turn.
And although I'm sure that when these segments are done, obviously the networks no doubt vet the voters they're going to speak with. They cherry pick people for who might give the best extreme soundbite or say something that will play well on TV and cause clicks or views, no doubt. I'm not so sure, on the other hand, that they ask all the questions they're going to ask beforehand so that they know the answers. And even further, something tells me this guy didn't tell them in advance that he would vote for Biden even if he were dead. So as we get closer to the election, it's just something to consider that while Fox News is one of the most viewed channels, actually the most watched channel still in terms of cable news, and between Fox, CNN, MSNBC, now Newsmax, and I guess OAN to some extent. So while all of these networks and outlets obviously give their bias on the stories, they all frame the race very similarly, just tying it more to their bias, right or left, what have you. And although the talking points reach Americans, and while they may have a big part in shaping our opinions, we still continue to have our own independent thought, and most people you would run into every day wouldn't fall into a specific bucket that these networks and outlets would have you believe everybody is limited to. And by the same point, social media is not so reflective. It definitely impacts our tribalism, but it doesn't actually reflect how we vote. Anyway, that's it for now. Let us know what you think in the comments. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.